So thankful for you. And right now we're starting the next session of the Python with the data science. In the today's sessions, our main agenda is we do the Flask with an examples and doubt clearings, which we done on yesterday. So any our participant they have any doubts regarding the previous sessions to make the connection with the MySQL. So right now we have to sort out these problems and we already share the SQL file so you can get the data and plot them into the there either using a Flask. You can show the chart as well as so if anyone have the doubt, so we just briefly get the 10 to 15 minutes for those participants who facing this problem. Then after we are start with one of the Python project where we initially show that how the Flask is very useful, and we show one whole the projects and then after we give you one mini projects on and hand-ons, so we do these projects. Okay, Gansham sir, I'm audible all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are clearly audible.
Okay, sure. So first we little bit recap why we using the Flask. So we everyone know that this micro web frameworks. So that should be very useful for us to joining within my SQL database as well as within HTML. If you are using any Excel file, so that's why we want to be plotting the HTML. So we use the Flask for that. We already installed the MySQL connector, then after Matplotlib, then NumPy, then Panda, and then Panda. Uh, then after Cbons, IO. Right now, this is we already missed one of the library which called base 64. Right now we are using this base 64 library. So I give the whole session to my colleagues Razin. They can explain each and everything. But let's we take 10 minutes. Those participation they have the problem. So one participant is share me one of the screenshot regarding they have facing the problem in MySQL database. Okay, I just tell them name. They just share the screenshot. Okay, Mehul. Mehul sir, you have facing some problem regarding. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mehul sir, you have facing problem with the connection. Am I right?
Sir, that has been resolved.
Okay.
That actually,
Because I think if that should be your if you you are not properly spell your database name, so they are
yes,
not
yes,
good here.
yes.
Okay. So you also getting the you using the Matplotlib and make the chart or not? They're displaying
Yes,
very well.
I have just submitted, sir.
Okay, not an issue. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
I'm just facing one issue that
Yes.
first time my image has already been loaded on the HTML page, but I have changed a bit in code and image is changing, but plot is looking like the same from the previous images. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I'm not sure what
The
why it is happening.
data not changed right now.
No, data is same because we are from MySQL, right?
Okay.
But what I have done is initially I was plotting three different plots, right?
Okay.
I've used axis, axis one and axis two.
Okay.
So I have removed one of it, and I just wanted to have two different plots, a bar chart and a line chart. So I've did that. My image is also saving properly in
Okay.
static folder. But when I'm
Okay.
trying to load that onto HTML page, it is still showing me the old image.
That is still so their image is not the PNG file is not updating. Am I right?
The PNG file is updating, but the image which is being loaded by HTML that is whatever and rendering function.
Render template.
Yes.
Sir.
So it
You
is
need to
not, that
render
is not changed.
template
Yes,
and
I'm
you follow the
rendered.
code URL for and then after the static and file name.
Yes.
Okay.
You can share the.
I have already shared the code with you. So if you
Okay,
can.
you are already shared on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Just I will. Okay, I will check and just like you just I get back to you. Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank
I'm just finding out your screenshot. Can you share again, sir?
On WhatsApp, the screen share, or do
WhatsApp.
you want?
If you have to personally WhatsApp me, that's not an issue. Otherwise, you share
Okay.
on the group because that's a lots of people are
Yeah, yeah.
doing.
So I'll share you.
I'm
I'll share it with
I'm
your
pulling down
personal.
all the messages and then finding out your. Okay.
Yes.
I have already WhatsApp.
Okay, you are already WhatsApp. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We will check the text file. Okay. Okay, second one person any have problem? Sir, most probably Mehul sir.
Yes, sir.
Right now, one thing you have to also you're going to app the run with the this already given the port number and 127.0.01. You have just mentioned 127.5.4.3 and 8080 because sometimes they conflicting.
No, that was commented code.
Oh, okay, you're committed for that. Okay, not an issue. Just URL for static file name test1.png file. So the file is not updating.
File is updating, but the answer or
Image is
whatever
not.
output, yes,
Okay.
image is not
So,
being
sir,
image.
first thing what I'm suggesting to you, sometimes what happened, you just clear your browsing history first of all. You
Okay.
just you just
Even I
clearing the
did that with
you
the
already
Control
did that.
F6. Yes.
Okay, not an issue, sir. Just we're just looking for that, and then we come back for the answer. Okay, sir. I just got your
Yeah.
text file. Not an issue. Okay, I just sending to you as well as resume. So rest of people they have done this task and they are not facing any kind of an issue. Okay, I assuming that rest of the participant person they do these things and they have not an issue. So right now I'm switching to my session to Mr. Razin. They just continue with the Python programs and they show you the one of the project as well as and we can do these projects. We are using lots of HTML files and I shared the database on Google Drive as well as so you can use this file and you do the project. Okay, just a moment. We just share you the total session to Mr. Razin.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Welcome, sir. We are audible right now for you.
Yes, sir, clearly audible.
So
Share the screen.
as okay, just so yesterday I showed you basic about this database and table. So this is the project that we are going to work on today. And I will create a new project and
Hello, Rizwan sir. Hello, sorry to disturb you. Hello,
yeah,
Rizwan sir.
Yes,
Razin.
Make your screen, make your screen white background and font larger font.
Yeah, sure.
sure. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Razin sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, yesterday you were like, you have just converted a cursor into list format
Yes.
in a single line of code. So
Yes.
can you just share that code with me if you can?
Just a moment. Let me change the theme first.
Yeah, take your time.
Every-
All the font size.
Ma'am, is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. The font is better, or maybe we can make
Yes.
them.
Better.
Okay, this is better, right?
Font is visible. Yes.
Okay, no problem. So I think let's just go to the part where someone asked this question. So I think this is what they want to know, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem.
So that is the two things. We are using a fetch all, and that is another object is which call a fetch con.
Okay.
Here, what we are doing when we do my cursor fetch all, so it will fetch all the data that we have executed here in the query. First is that. Then the next what it will do, what we can do in the next line is I'm using Panda to convert it into a data frame. So as you can see, it's PD. PD is the library that we have imported over here. Import pandas as PD. So if I remove this, then I just have to write pandas over there. But as I'm assigning a variable to it, because it was shorter a bit, so I'm writing PD here instead of panda. I'm converting the data in the variable db1 into a data frame, and then I'm using the column to assign column names. So what happened here is that three values: name, name of the sales executive, their sales data, and their target data. So basically, you just need to convert this fetch all data into a data frame and assign the column name. And once you assign them column name, then you can convert each column into a list.
Okay.
So this is a variable. This and this name doesn't need to be same. I can change it and it will still work fine. I just need to change the name. I'm using the name. Let me see where it's being used. So when I'm using the name, this is a variable. So I just keep it same to the name of the column, just so we can know that it's the same column. So that's how we are converting a column into a list, and then that list is used to plot a graph. That was the query, right? Is there any other question?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. And
We
one
do
more thing.
simple chord operation. We do the simple chord operation to how to fetch
Screen is not visible to me.
sometimes,
Ma'am, kindly refresh your page. It will show.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, thrice I refresh, but still it is not visible.
Actually,
Ma'am,
it's visible.
rejoin again.
Okay, ma'am.
just move it right channel. Just move it right channel.
Okay. So yeah, here one more thing in columns. So if there are 7 columns in a table, as we have 8 columns here, and I only need 3 columns: sales, name, sales, and target. Then other column I need to mention without the name. I can just keep them empty, but we need a placeholder for those columns. As you can see in the table, let me show the table. It's all data. So as you can see here, we have 6 columns and we are using only 3 from here. So I need to put a placeholder, just an empty space here for the SID. Then the one I want to use, I will name it name. Then another one is TID, sales, then number, and then target. There are 2 other columns that we are getting from the login table, which is just number and username that we are not using over there. That's why they are also empty. As you can see, I am fetching data from 2 tables. So that's how you convert a table data into a data frame, and then we can use this name over here to convert it into a list. And see the sales data we are using here, and the target data we are using here. We are plotting bar using this, and the name we must have used it in label, I'm sure. Let's see. See here, we are using it under the X ticks. X ticks means it will write the label of the X-axis. So this is what is happening. Let us start the project now. So I will create a new project. No. And create.
Actually, they take the time because in backside process, a Microsoft team, they take the lots of memory. When you do the task, so PyCharm is compared to very fast to do the task. So somebody.
So yeah, yesterday that was the issue, that a concern from someone that PyCharm takes a lot of time. I checked it, and it's the thing is that when we are sharing screen, and Microsoft team is running in the background as well, so it takes a bit of time. Otherwise, it will be way faster than this.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Vishal bhai, there is a humble request. For example, today you are planning to cover some Prosat or whatever. Okay. So if you can explain the few steps in a notepad, we can understand what is the entire the process that you are going to cover today's session, right? For example, in terms of little bit technical, for example, using those technology or that technology, for example, right? Because when you do the parallelly, we are unable to synchronize the operations which you perform at your end because of some limit. Sometimes screen gets stuck and everything, right? For example.
Okay.
So if you can explain before you start your session, because this is the things which we are doing. Summary, it's like abstract of the entire session, right? That is what we are expecting, right?
Sure, sir.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Nothing. What we do the first of the projects, and we can explain each and everything. How to create the whole the projects. First of all, right now we're creating all the projects.
Okay, sure. Let me just give a basic idea what we are going to do. So first, this is the project. This is basically the project that we are going to work on. I will show you the outline of the project, and I will also provide you the library names that we are going to use today.
Today agenda is to making the whole the project with the using Sir PyCharm and all the related data science libraries, Matplotlib, and CBOS and NumPy and Way64s. And we're creating the whole one of them projects. And each and every steps we mention why we are using these steps, what is the purpose of these steps. So right now we want to create this kind of the projects in front of you. So everyone they can make this kind of the projects and they can analyzing the data. So right now we have the one of the definitions of the sales organization team where we have a list of the team leaders and the sales executives who are representing that some of the team leaders, and we are assigning some of the target of them, and they are performing very well within 1 month and they do some sales on that particular areas. So right now our task is to finding out which sales executive performing very well, who are achieve their targets, what is right now company is going on, what is the team leader's role right now. In team leaders, team leaders achieve their goal, but in this team leader, some sales executives they are not be performing very well. So we can analyzing those sales executives not useful for those kind of teams. So we do all the tasks and we are GUI representing each and every charts over here with using the pandas and matlabs and cbons. Even though we converting on HTML files, so if the many people are filing the request, so they can easily show these things. So we representing all the data on HTML, so everyone they can show it. So that's today our agenda is to communicate within MySQL, fetching the data with using the Flask, with using all the libraries, plotting them into the HTML. So basically, the Flask is useful to communication with data between the SQL file to HTML file, and other libraries are using for doing some of the analytical works. Okay, so right now Razin is representing whole the projects step by step how we do, and we just share you this all the database file to you on Google Drive. Even though I'm also sharing with the Manisha ma'am, so you got this data file, so you can do this task after some of the breaks. So right now, first you have to watch all the steps what we have to do, which files we want to we create, and why that is a PyCharm is very useful for to creating any projects, because first of all you just installing all the libraries on your virtual VNV files, so you can use those VNV files. So every time you not every time you create the projects, you not install each. Okay, so right now this is our project. Razin give the outline about the projects, what is the project means and how they should be used. Okay.
So basically what we are trying to do is we have a database which already has data regarding a team and the executives in the team, and everyone has their own target. Now the another data table we have, it provides the achieved target of individuals and teams, team leaders. So as you can see here, SID, the first 101 and 102, these are employee IDs, and on TID, these are 1111. So 101 and 102 employee are part of the team, and the team leader is IDs is 11, and that ID is associated here 11 Satyam, and there's a specific separate ID for the team leader. target for the team leader, and there is individual target for the team members. And based on the target, and these are the targets that they have achieved yet. So we can enter values here. So I will scroll one at a time. So you can see it starts from 1, 2 to up to 12. So these are all the 12 employees we have at the moment. And then it repeats again from again 1. And there are some random numbers as a target I have entered. So if I entered more numbers, and all the data from here is going to the table view. We have created a view in which we are adding all the target by the SID, sales executive ID. So if I make new entries. So I will show you one example. I go to say target sales. You can see that these are the targets, and this is the total sale. So for Bina, if I go to sales target and I insert a new value. Sorry, just a moment. Yeah, so if, when I insert a new value, so Bina's ID is 101. Sorry, the number is auto incremented. You don't need to enter that. SID is 101, team ID is 11, and we will enter the target as new sales data as 5,000. So we'll go to browse, and as you can see at the bottom, there's new data available now, which is 101, 11, and 5,000, and we get the date and time of today. Now, when I go to the view of sales target, you can see that the value of Bina has increased. The sales value, it was 25,000 before, now it's 30,000. So what we are doing here is this data, the sales data here, we are comparing with the targets provided here. These are the given target, and sorry, and this is the target that they achieved. So we are just making a small data analysis tools basically, which measure if the target is being achieved or not. It just gives the visual representation of all the data in the database, which is represented here. So if I refresh, let me restart the server. I will show you something. Employee data. We go to employee data, and you can see that Bina's target is still 25 over here, and sales amount is 25,024. So now when I start the server again, I reload this. It just updated to 30,000. So this is just, we are fetching data from the database, and we are comparing and giving a basic analysis of the sales team. That's what we are going to do today. So we have 3 pages to make in HTML. First is home page, which gives overall company target and values. Second is employee data. So it will give employee data and charts. This chart over here, this we are going to make in Python. The charts yesterday we made, it's similar, but it has some for loops in it, and a function, extra function is there. And next, these are the charts that we are going to make through HTML. So this is employee data. Then we have team data, which gives data of just the team members, and it shows if they have achieved the target or not. Just gives detail about that. And their own charts are also been plotted. And then we will go to logging, and I enter a team member name and its ID, and I click login, and it will provide us with just the data of that team, particular team. This is the chart, and these are the HTML charts. So what we are going to do today is we will connect the Python files with the HTML file, and we are going to display data in a particular manner that looks good and it's easy to read. So first we will start with the Python file.
New fresh file.
So I'm going to create a new Python file. We're going to name it company target. You can name it anything. And then we will go to the interpreter setting.
Show them like already we have been loading all the interpreter.
So the project only has these libraries available at the moment. So I click on the Python interpreter tab. I go to show all.
Yesterday we had done.
And then I will go to company target and select its VNV. And I will click OK. And so I get all the files that I have used in that project. So
anyone have doubts regarding how we getting the files? In yesterday you have downloading all the libraries in our PyGem. So they are stored in one of the projects. So we are using those VNV by selecting the interpreter and show see all, and you getting the other interpreters files as well as, and you can select that and click the OK button. So those files also including in your profile in your project as well as.
So one important thing, so you might have to install different libraries when you start doing this project. One suggestion is that the NumPy library, please don't download the latest version, which is 1.19.4. Please download the previous version, which is 1.19.3, because there are some issues in the latest version and it won't let you run the program. It will start throw errors and warnings. So that's why it's not updated here. This is the only issue we have at the moment in the library. So I will click apply, and then we can use this interpreter as in the virtual environment of our new project. So I will click OK. So let's start with the code. We don't need the main py file. We can just close it. First, we need Flask. We will import. We will import request, redirect. These are some basic sub-libraries that we import in the beginning. We might use them, we might not use them sometime, but it's better that we already imported. Then the next thing we need is the connection to our MySQL server. So we will import MySQL dot connector. And as you can see, it already gives us suggestions. So when your libraries are imported properly, it will give suggestions when you start typing your library name. And we are going to import IO. This is the library that we are going to use to convert our graph into an image. In the IO library, you don't need to import this. It's already pre-installed in Python. Import base 64.
New library.
So the new library, we haven't shown this to you yesterday. We didn't use this in the yesterday's project. So this is also a new library. You might need to import this, download this library. We will use import pandas. So panda we will use to convert the data into a data frame. Basically, the table data that which we fetch from the server, MySQL server, That's we are going to use pandas to convert it into data frames and then into lists. Then next from matplot. So yeah, one more important thing, libraries are case sensitive. So as you can see, if I type small f, it gives find fund. It doesn't. But when I type capital, it gives me figure canvas HGG.
Because you make the graph figure canvas.
So this is a library. This is also the library we are going to use to convert the image. It's for displaying the image graph in image format. So we are going to name it as figure canvas. What I'm writing right now is a variable. You can name it anything you want. You can just name it figure or just FC also. It won't be an issue. I'm going to import another matplotlib library that will help us to plot the graph as PLT. What? NumPy. So I think this is also a library that we didn't use yesterday. So there's not we are not going to do much with this library. There's just one line code that it's a mathematical library basically, and it will help us in arranging the graph properly. That's what basically it does. It arranges the x-axis a bit properly, keeping the distance in between them. It specify the points.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, sure. Go on.
Can you close the left-hand side window so that we can see little bit code properly?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that better? This
Yes,
better,
better.
right?
Yes, yes, right.
Close it completely if you.
No. Otherwise, it better. Now it is better.
Okay, no problem. So next,
that we are using a figure canvas to figure canvas. Backend is for import figure canvas. What figure canvas is used for the doing the math.
Yeah, this variable we are going to use in converting our graph to image. And now we have to connect a database. So this is the database we are using, and there's no function or procedure going on over here. So you don't have to worry about it. I'm using an already made database. I'm not creating a new one, because these are just tables, and we are going to share this SQL file with you, so you can directly use this database. So don't have to worry about that. But yeah, we are creating views. So I will show you the code for the view if it helps. So firstly, I've created the first view I created is target sale. So I will go to structure, and you can see edit view, and we'll format it. Let's just increase the screen size. So this is the code that we have for the view. So it's
we need to do this self join.
So it's we are joining two tables, company sales target and sales executive, where by using the employee ID in both the tables, and then we are grouping it by employee ID. So using group by is what adds the value. Like when there are multiple, if I'm entering another value again with a ID that's already present, then in the view, the value will be added to the previous value over there. So this is what group by that adds the value. When I entered the data for Bina, it went from 25,000 when I add 5,000 in the target table. This is the code group by which helps with that. And these are all the entities that we want to fetch from the data. So company sales target, we need sales ID, we need name, and we need team ID. And then we are adding the company data. So this is the code that adds all the company targets, this code and this code. These two codes are used to add the value to a particular employee ID. And you can name it as sales. Its name is sales. So this is the basic view that we have created. You can see this code
We share the database.
in the database that we share. It's easy to find. So you just click on any view, you go to structure, and you get edit view, and you click on format, and it will show you the code for the view that we have created. So is there any question regarding database till now?
Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Just I am asking in Oracle, when we create the view or when we write the select query, if we are using some aggregate function like sum, and it is required that in having clause you need to put all those columns that you are selecting, right? In I think MySQL, you have written only one, I think one column, that is the last column, right? In group by.
Yes.
Only one column, PID. Idea is there, ID, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we don't have to write all those columns. Other than means main column we have to write, right?
Yeah, just
Matching,
unique column that we are using. Like if
matching
there
column.
there are multiple names,
Mhm.
and you want to add the value related to the names, then instead of ID here, I would put name here.
We are constantly working with an ID.
So, but we are using ID because we have given unique IDs.
Yes, yes.
So the date sum is done based on the IDs. That's why it's ID over there. If you are using name, you
So
can
group
provide
column. Only one column we have to write. Yes.
Yes, the unique column that you're using. It's just a reference.
Okay. Okay.
Because you can't group by using repeating IDs. That's the only issue.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
It's clear till now, right? We will go back to the coding part. So let's get back to the coding part. So let's start connecting the server and creating a variable MySQL dot connector dot connect. I will pass the arguments here. Host is our local host. User be root user. Password will be empty. So we don't have any password for the database, so we are keeping it empty. And database name. So as you can see, this is our database name. So we are going to use this name, CONPANY. So this driver give us connection to the database. Now using this variable, mydb, sorry, I missed a comma over there. So using this variable, we are going to fetch data with Flask. So next we go forward and we create a Flask app. Name, and we will create the main app if name this is the code for Flask. Whatever we are going to do in Flask, we are going to do between this and this line. So Flask will start from here. Whatever you write outside of this won't be part of Flask, or above this also won't be part of Flask. So these two lines in between is the data for the Flask, or coding for the Flask that we do. We will start with creating a new route. The red af route, and we will name it. Create a new definition. Function. We will name it home. Function close. Now we are using try an exception method. So if it throws an exception, it shows. We can provide even an HTML file in the exception to display the error over there. But we are not doing that here. We are just creating a try an exception. We are not adding an HTML file to the exception code. So now we will use a new variable, my cursor equals to. Now we're fetching the data from the database. So we're using the variable mydb. So if someone wants to use another variable here, mydb or mydbb, then you also need to write here as well dbb, because it's a variable we have already defined. So I'm taking mydb and cursor. So this starts a cursor and this points to the database. Basically, cursor is for that. Then I go to my cursor. Then, so we are using mydb variable from here. Then this variable we are using here to execute a query. And so we need a select query. We want a basic home page data. So we are going to select data from target team, this view, and we are going to select data from leader. So these are the two tables that we need. Because we need to compare the sales data and the target data over here. So we're going to fetch, we are going to run a query. So let me just, so it's a good practice if you run a query over here directly first. So it gives you an idea if there's an error, because once you enter code, complete finished code over there, and then it throws an error, it won't be easy to write. Here also you get suggestions as well. So this is team. This is the table we are using, and another table we are using is leader, where target underscore team dot. So it gives me the team leader ID as well. So you are comparing team leader ID and the team leader ID in target team table and team leader ID in leader table. So I'm just going to copy this and let's run and see what the result we get. So as you can see, we got a new table. We got a combination of both the tables. So this is the table that we are going to use to display the data. So I'll put this query here in double quotes. I will create a new variable named db my cursor dot fetch all. We will return and the template. So now we will be needed to create a home.html file. We'll accept exception as E, return E. So this is our code for home page. Now we will go to create a template folder to create a HTML file that's named home. So the data from here will go over there. Let's create a home page. Directory. And this is case sensitive, so please remember that it's templates, all small letters. I go to templates, I create a new HTML file and name it home. So as we can see here, file created. So header, body. Yeah. So here we are going to create a function and assign it to window.onload. So one important thing, window.onload can be used only once in a script. Sorry, I forgot to create a script.
One thing, you will just show the data first of all. You show the data within table, and those data is representing in HTML. Then after we do the script.
Okay, sure. Show the data. You can just print the data.
Show in HTML format first of all.
Okay, sure. So before this, I will show the data in the table format. So we're going to create a table for the data. HTML, we can use this. It's going to be in body. TR. So these are going to be the headings that we are going to use. So let's say team ID. We will need headers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can even skip the repeating one. So just make 6 TDs. TD. First would be team ID, and then name, then sales. Ignore the number as well, or we can put it at the front over here. Let's just move it up. Yeah. We can just name it number. Then sales. Name also it's repeating, so we can ignore that as well. Just target. So these are the 5 headers that we are going to use in a table, and then next we will create another row, and we are going to again create 5 tables. Copy. So now, as you can see, we have assigned the fetch my cursor fetch all data to DB. So we are going to use this DB here, and I will write data equals to DB. So now we have assigned this DB value here, this variable DB, to this another variable that's data, which we are going to use in HTML. So once it returns render template, it will redirect to HTML homepage, and this data will also be passed in the return statement, and that we are going to add here. So this is the code. This is for. We are going to use a for loop. So it will print all the rows on the data of each row under the header name, number, team, names, and sales. So how many rows there are? We'll just write star 4 rows. So this row here is also variable. You can change it. You can name it anything you want. For rows in data. So this data over here, it comes from this. This is the data. So this name and this name has to be same, or it won't reference itself properly. Here we will add row. Now this row here, this row, the header, and the indexing will start with 0. So TID would be 0, name is row 1, sales is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It will start with 0. So first is number. This is the row we are using in the first. So it's 0, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to use here row dot 3. Next is row dot team ID is TD. We can use this one as well, this one as well. This is row 0 and this is row 4. So I'm going to use row 0. Let's just copy this. Name is row 1, so it's row 1. Sales is row 2. And target is row 6. And as we have started the for loop, we need to end it as well. So curly brackets, percentage, and 4. So let's just run this code first. Okay, it's running the main file. Let me just change it. See, we got the data here. As you can see, we get number, team ID, name, sales, and target. So this is the table that we are going to use to plot graphs now. So is there any question till here?
Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Vishal bhai, just I want to know if we want to use CSS file or here, okay? So we can write it in the same way, like we can link it in the HTML file, right?
Yes, I'm going to show it. Like we use reference links, right? Sometimes we use CSS file directly from internet.
Okay.
Like we put reference links. So I'm going to use this when we
Okay,
create.
no problem. Okay, I got it.
So I'll just show it. This is just basic. I'm just showing how we are fetching the data.
Yeah. Okay.
Data is coming from that source.
Yes.
So this is a table. So this is an HTML table. So I can do whatever design I want to make it, and that is also can be done. So I can just this is a table. If I assign a class to it, class table 1 script. We can add even inline CSS also. We can add in script CSS. You can add a reference to another CSS file as well.
Okay.
So we just need to, so here we'll just have to make an anchor tag, and in H reference we'll put the CSS link. That's all we need to do. So right now let's create a bit simple CSS for the table one.
Link href, not ahref. Link ref. Sorry, that's not href. Link ref. Say that.
Okay, yeah. So sorry, it's not anchor tag. It's link tag. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's link. So this is
More
basic.
connection is also required. It's a style, not script.
Yes, it's a script.
It's a style,
Not a
sir. Vishal bhai,
Yes.
it's a style.
Yes.
Because we are
Yes.
writing CSS to that.
Yes.
Yes.
Not table.
No. I'm this reference I'm talking about. So we
Okay,
can
okay.
we can use online CSS files that are available. There are links online. If you search when we access, we need fonts in our website. We can just use a font CSS link and we can put it here, and it will generate it.
Right.
Yes, we are writing style here.
Yeah. It's a style.
Not a
For
style,
not table
style
one.
of the script. There is not a script. They're just making the style.
Yeah, so sorry about. I understand what you're saying.
What the mistake we had done?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was a mistake. So I can put border none and font if I like.
You missed the semicolon.
So as you can see, it's changed a bit. It's more, it looks more clear now. So it's basically what we can do.
Make them graph.
So now we are going to make a graph. I'm going to remove this style sheet. We are not going to use it at the moment. So let's go and we can create a graph now. So now in the home page only, HTML file, we will create a script tag. So I will window.onload. So first thing first, I'm just going to add a script here.
I shall as in this whole thing to you. Just to explain it and everything.
So script है मेरे पास. So I'm going to just copy the script from another file that I already have. Just a moment.
Just explain. We are also adding the footer and header also.
So we are going to add header and footer later on. You don't need to worry about that at the moment. So this is a script that we are going to use. It will generate us CSS directly from JavaScript directly from internet. Let's just copy this first. And so division. then script outside of scripting. So we will share this code with you. It's sorry, just window one more. It's a pre-made theme for a donut chart. So I will explain it to you what works, what changes we have to make in this. You don't have to worry about what part where it is going. I will explain everything. So this is the script for the donut chart first. Next, what we have to say is this. We don't have to change anything here. There's no issue over here. The only thing we are changing this. This is the only change that we would have to make. So this is the main data. This is where it will plot the graph. We will share the whole HTML file with you, so you don't have to worry about this whole code. This is actually a pre-made CSS script that's corresponding with this JavaScript file over here. All we need to do is change things here. This is where we are changing. So it's from a previous project. Our current variable is data, and row 6 and row 1 we are using. So as you can see in the output, this is name is our row 1 and target is our row 6. So this so as you can see, as name is our row 1 and target is row 6. So we'll get a name and it's corresponding to the target data. We'll get it over here. So this is basically we are putting it in data point. And as we x-axis, it's a donut chart, so there's no x or y-axis. The y variable here, we're putting the values over here, row 6, and the label is the name, row 1. And this label we are using in the tooltip content as well, which is it basically names the different section of a pie chart, a donut chart, sorry. And you can change the theme here as well. If it's a dark 2 here, so I can do it light 1, and it will be a light theme compared to the other one that is dark. So this is our first chart, and this is chart render. So this chart over here, just a moment. Variable chart dot new canvas js dot chart container So this variable we created, it's a variable. If I change it here, if I do it 1, then I have to change it here as well. So that's the only thing we need to remember. And same way, this is for one donut chart. Show them till here, and we have making another donut chart. Let me just comment this first and we'll see the only the first one. Let's run this. Okay, there's some issue over here. It's not showing. Okay, yeah, I forgot to give the class ID. Just a moment. Sure what the issue is. Yeah, this goes inside the body tag.
We remove the table.
And we can remove the table at the moment.
Format it.
Okay. Okay, division body.
It doesn't take the code.
Let me just copy this code. Maybe I made a mistake in comma or something. We're going to just comment the second chart. Change this again. Light one. This is going to be data. I think I understand where the issue was. I commented this
Hello?
part as well. Yeah,
Vishal
yes.
bhai, in earlier code, I think you have changed the chart container, but the C was small. Actually, it is a capital, right? Chart container C.
No, I think I commented this bracket as well in the previous code. That was the issue.
No, previous. Okay, but otherwise, if you want to call back the previous code, only one mistake was there. That is what I observed. If you don't want to change row dot six and other thing, otherwise you can change it, no problem.
Let's we can try. I think this will.
Okay.
So this is the chart we are getting. So Shivam, Satyam, all the names. I think there's one name missing. There might be some issue. And we are also getting these names at the end. So I think this is because of the size that the last name is missing from here. Let me expand it to 100%. So you can change the size in the here. In the division tag, the width is 49%. If I do it 100%. So you can see the name is here now. It's visible. This is 100%. This is the first chart that we have created. And the name down here, I will show you how we are getting these names as well. Just a moment. Data points. So these are legend text. If I comment this, you can see that it will go. So as you can see that it gives generic name when we remove the legend text. So that's basically what it is. This legend text dot label. So whatever the names are on x-axis, we are giving it in the label variable, and then we are using that label everywhere we want to display those names. This is legend text. It's legend text is the part of a syntax. And if we want percentage as well, so just write semicolon. So if I do this, colon has percent and it will show the percentage as well next to it. But the more the value, the more when we try to arrange two graphs side by side, this gets very clustered when we have percentage, and we already have percentage array. This is like a predefined pre-made CSS. So this already has the functions in the CSS link that we're using here, the CSS HTTP. So let me just remove this. Same we are doing with another chart. Let's just uncomment it. So the variable name needs to be different. We can't have the same variable as the previous one. The new variable we are creating, this I have named chart1, and it's using basically the same formula, the same code. And let's just change it db. This is the part that we need to focus on. This is the part that concerns with the code. It's data. Okay. So this is the part that concerns with the code. So firstly, we are using a for loop, which we use here as well. So for loop helps us just fetch whatever rows we have all in here and in here as well. So that's what it does. But for the second chart, we also need comparison. We need to see if the data is achieved or not. So we are going to compare two rows. First, for loop, we will end for loop, and then inside for loop, we are going to enter an if condition. Yeah, is there any question? I thought someone asked something, that's why. Okay, no problem. So as you can see, row 2 is the sales data. Let's just go to the code over here, graph. Okay, sorry, to the database actually. This row 2 is sales data and row 6 is target data. So if row 2 is greater than target, then target is achieved, and we can change the color accordingly. Then target is achieved. Row 2, row 1, it will compare with row 6, but only display the data of row 2, which is the sales amount, and label would be the name as it is, and this is the if condition here that it will change color. So if the target is achieved, then the color would be light green, and if the target is not achieved, then color would be tomato, which is a light red color. So, and one more important thing. So we are floating this. Let me just.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Vishal bhai, when you are using the word row, I think you are scanning the row or you are scanning the entire column. Comparisons I am talking. Is it row or column? I think second column and sixth column or row. I am not getting the about the logical terms, row or column in terms of tabular.
So it's actually okay. So when I write row, so this is how it takes. Just a moment. I think I clicked on it.
Because in single row only single element is there. So how we can, okay. So in terms of row.
if I take row 1, then it will take the whole row of name. It will take the whole column.
Yes.
We give them names, sir. Name as a row. That's a column actually, but they are taking
I
as
think
a.
let me clarify. You are comparing sales value and target value, right?
Yes.
And both are in the columns, I think. So column
Yes.
3 and column 6, whatever I understand. Because
Definitely, sir.
I'm confusing with the row. Row in terms of it's a horizontal, and we need to pick up the values from vertical, and we need to compare it, right?
Let's change the variable.
No problem. I got it. But when you write the row, logically we understand as a teacher, it's like row value.
Yeah, I understand. It's not an issue. It's just a variable. I can change
No,
it.
I got it. But I'm also confusing with the row word. That's what the only. Okay, now got it.
Programmatically, sir, we are write down the rows because there's only one line of the row we have to be mentioned. So we write down.
So we write down row because it displays row in a way, because it display data column wise, but it prints one row at a time, kind of. So when we run it, it will print the first row, then it goes to the second.
Okay,
That's why
correct.
we take a row.
Okay.
Not an issue. So I can just change it. It's just a variable.
No problem. I got it. Okay.
Okay. Let's just do it call. So here is another. So the size is 100%, and we have floated it left. Right. So I will decrease the size. Let's do it 49%. I'm keeping 49% because I want to do both the charts side by side. And if I keep it 50-50, then that touch is they kind of look in the same plane. It doesn't look good. So let's just run it first. I will make changes in the show what I'm trying to share with you. Sorry. So as you can see, these are the two charts we have. This is the old data, and this is the target that the leaders might have achieved, might not have achieved. And it shows the percentage that they have in the overall target. Even if this is 18%, but the target is still not achieved compared to Veena, which is only 15.8%, but the target is achieved. So this is the basic idea. So 49 is because it keeps a space there. Just divides the screen properly. And let's just change the theme as well. Let's just go to dark to. And one more important thing here. This is the radius. So it's the radius of the outer circumference, and the inner radius here is the radius of the whole inside. So let's just run it. I will refresh it, and now you can see there's a gap between both the charts. And let's refresh it again. As you can see, when it prints, it starts from here. It goes in circle from here. Start with this section first, and then it animates in this way. So this is also what we can set is start angle is for that. So if I keep it 60 degree, so you will see the difference in both the graphs. Let's just reload it and see, one is starting from down here and one is from up here. So Satyam is here. So wherever you want the first name on the list, start from that angle. So 6 here, but Satyam is the first ID on the list, but starts from here. So we will do it minus 90, or we can do it 270 as well. Minus 90 and 270 is the same. Now it will start from here. Satyam is here now. So it's better. We realize that this is the first, then second. Anyway, we want to represent. And the inner radius is something that we can change. If I do it 60, it will increase the thickness of the graph. So you will see the difference in both the graph. I do this. As you can see, The donut portion here and here, these are two different. So if I again do it the same way as 70. So donut would again be a bit thin. So this is just the HTML part. You can play with it the way you want. The main section, the data fetching part is this in both the chart. And important thing, this window onload can be used only once in a script. If I use it again, it will only load any one graph. Most probably it will load the first one. So in window onload, you can create two separate variable in a single function. That's where it will work. Right now we show the searching part. The point to search the data. Search. So yeah, this is the basic first page we have just made. Are there any questions here?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking about yesterday you talked about matplot library, right?
Yes.
And we also drawn some charts and the graphs using that particular facility, right?
Yes, yes.
Today we are writing some code inside our HTML page.
Yes.
Maybe in the terms of script, right? And providing some data.
Yes,
so if we use the earlier method and this method, how they like it will be in terms of technical aspect, I just want to know. Or both the methods have similar effects in terms of performance, I am just asking you.
Okay, sure. So the thing with we are going to use that method also in another file, but this is just an HTML aspect. We can use this method in HTML as well, and as well as with Python. Yes. And we can use matplotlib directly in Python. We don't need an HTML side to it. Like I can just Python matplotlib has its own GUI, which is a graphical user interface. It displays a window. So let me just show you how to, like what we did yesterday and what this is.
Okay, we can save even the graphs using that method. Here we can save, but we need to add some functionality, okay, to save the code from your web page, right?
Yes, exactly. So
yes,
in matplotlib, I don't need to write this render.
Okay.
I don't even need the Flask app. If I just want to use matplotlib just to display data, I can directly run it without even going to a Flask app. I can write outside the secondary thread. I can write matplotlib here, and it will still display me the data. But we are using Flask because we want to display that data on a page.
Okay.
So there are certain there are certain websites that just need data. They don't need this all fancy designs and all, which we can do in HTML the way we like. So using matplotlib, it's simple and it's a really small file, and we don't need to code this much functions and get scripts and all. I don't need an internet connection basically. So because this script required internet connection.
Yes.
Without this, it won't load. In matplotlib, I don't need any of that. I just need a database and a connection file, and I will just run it and I can save it. So I will show the matplotlib part as well. We are going to display the matplotlib in the next page. So now we are going to create a header. Matplotlib से बताना है, matplotlib से use करना है. You have to create in the files with using post methods and search vectors. Okay, let's go to another topic. That's break time right now. Break time. Okay, is it a break time? It's 11:30. So we will meet on 12:30.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Within the 30 minutes, we just share you the data all that. Sir, we just share you all the database files as well as this code as well as. So you can do the task within us. So we can share you all the database file in Google Drive, even though this code as well as. Okay, sir. And we are using the searching portion with using the matplotlib library.
So right now that is one of the things where we are using only for HTML. Right now the other portion we just search the some particular data and they show in a graphical representation. So on that time we are using matplotlib data frames and base64 libraries, which is converting to the text format, binary format to the text formats and representing on the graph base.
Okay, sure. So we will connect again and continue from here at 12 o'clock. Please ask if there are any questions regarding this. And we are going to use matplotlib. This is just the main page. That's just HTML. But after this, we are going to use a matplotlib, Panda, NumPy, all the libraries that I mentioned about.
Vishal sir, can you share the database file and these two Py file and
Definitely,
HTML?
definitely, sir. We just sharing you the whole the database file to you.
Yeah.
On this break time, you can getting the database file on the Google Drive. I just share you here.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry.
So
Okay,
now we are ending the first session and we will meet at 12 p.m.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.